Everyone knows the Albanian Riviera for its 100-degree July days and pristine beaches. But what happens when those umbrellas come down and the temperatures fall?
It gets really nice. At least from an expat perspective, this is my favorite time of year.
Today, we're going to be talking about life in the Albanian Riviera during the winter, a topic that we have had requested many times. We'll talk a little bit about Saranda, but other cities around the region, and what the last couple of months have really been like here. But before we do that, if we could ask you to please subscribe to this channel, like our video, and leave any comments or questions that you might have down below. We love the engagement and we really appreciate your support and hope to give you more information to help you on your journey to Albania.
It means a whole lot to us. Thank you for subscribing.
All right, let's get started talking about the weather. Today actually has been the nicest weather we have had in quite a while. As you can see, it's almost sunset here, but it's clear, it's not pouring rain, and it's been very nice today. This November has been extremely rainy, one of the rainiest Novembers in history, and nothing like last year.
No, last year it was really nice up until mid-December, and I mean the whole winter was very mild. But this year it has rained relentlessly for at least 2 weeks now, maybe 3. Like every day it's raining for hours. So keep that in mind. The weather is a little unpredictable this time of year. Like Spencer said, this is not normal. If you speak to any local, they're like, I've never seen this much rain. But here we are.
The flooding has been significant on the inland of the country. It broke some river linings that have caused significant flooding not 10 miles away from us. So the rains have been abnormal and caused definitely some challenges here this year. But last year around this time, it was t-shirt weather. I was going on boat trips. I was laying out in the sun. So you really never know. If you're coming to do a scouting trip around this time, make sure to bring some rain gear, but also a swimsuit.
I think that's good advice in general. If you're planning to move to Albania or if you're coming in an off season, like you really should have a variety of clothing, a variety of like layers and things that you can put on given what the weather is like. It's been very rainy here, but it's still not super cold. It's in the 50s or 60s every day. However, in Albania during the winter, you can, in a short drive, be in the mountains and be in snow. So when you're packing, especially if you're packing to move, make sure you bring clothes for all 4 seasons because you never know what you're going to need to put on.
The weather in October was very nice, and that brings us to the next topic we want to talk about, which I like to call the great decompression that happens. So something to explain the economy and this region of the world a little bit. During the summer, during the high season, it is super busy. Everyone is super busy. There are beach clubs open at every single stop. All the restaurants are open. There's basically nowhere to park. The promenade is packed with tourists. And business owners are trying to squeeze every last cent that they can out of that limited window when people are here. When the tourist season ends, which you can usually count on as mid-September, October 1st is going to be done. When the tourism season ends, there's kind of a great decompression. It's just like the first time in a while that business owners have had the opportunity to take a deep breath and reassess.
They go on vacation, they take a few weeks off, they take a month or 2 off, and some of them take the rest of the year off. They might not reopen until next May. Now keep in mind, like that worries a lot of people. Saranda, Vlora, all of the coastal cities in Albania are really fully functioning year-round. I guess I would throw out Semil as not really a city, in my opinion, and that is not a place that is fully functioning year-round. But if you're talking about Saranda, Vlora, Durrës, you will find plenty of shops, plenty of restaurants, plenty of things to do all year-round. But no, some of the businesses do close. So if you have a favorite beach bar, restaurant, it may be closed until next spring. You need to prepare for that. But don't worry that you're going to arrive in a place that is literally shut down and you can't get groceries or you can't go out and get your coffee. All of these cities work year-round. Just some businesses, they take time off, and you need to be prepared for that.
It can be a little unnerving to see the beach bars getting dismantled, the shops getting boarded up for the season, and think, oh no, there's going to be nothing to do. But no need to worry. Here in Saranda, at least 60 to 70% of restaurants stay open. It's just that sometimes, during the October-November period, they might take 1 or 2 weeks off to go do a trip with family, something that they ordinarily might have done as a summer vacation, but weren't able to do because them and their whole family were working 16 or 17-hour days to keep the business alive.
And it's not exclusive to just restaurants or grocery stores, things like that. Our dentist in Saranda spends the whole month of December, from what I understand, basically every year in Tirana. So he closes his practice here. He goes and works in the practice in Tirana. So this happens throughout like all kinds of businesses. But again, like it doesn't really affect your day-to-day life. The expats that live here, the people who are traveling and winter here, and certainly the locals, they know where to go, and you will soon find a community that you really feel pulled into and a part of.
And community is really what the winter is all about here in Albania. Brings me to the next topic I want to talk about, which is Expat Thanksgiving. Don't you love Expat Thanksgiving?
Yeah, we missed it this year, but we heard and we saw photos from Saranda. There were 2 businesses that did a Thanksgiving meal, and they were both packed. They sold out of seats. There were, I think, over 40 people at both of them.
Yeah. Since Thanksgiving isn't an official Albanian holiday, but means so much to us Americans, it's a really good time to meet the rest of the expat community in a way that you ordinarily don't gather them all in the same room at the same time. It's a time when you really realize that you do have a found family here in Albania. As Sam mentioned, this year we were in Germany for Thanksgiving, but last year our friend Darla hosted a wonderful potluck. She had, 30, 35 people that came.
A lot.
It was a wonderful time to meet people that I have been friends with ever since. So I would definitely recommend finding an expat Thanksgiving event and going. And just don't be too startled if the dishes aren't quite what you remember from back home.
And this happens throughout all of the communities in Albania. It happens all around the world, really, in the expat communities. We spoke with a couple just yesterday or the day before who spent their Thanksgiving in Durrës, and they went to an event that had 40, 50 people at it, multiple turkeys, and maybe some questionable sweet potatoes.
Yeah, she said that she thought that they used salt instead of sugar for the sweet potatoes.
Hey, somebody tried, though.
And I guess my question is, where do you even get marshmallows here? I've never seen them at the store.
I have no idea.
So Thanksgiving, Expat Thanksgiving is a lovely time to get together with your chosen community. But then right after that are the Red and Black Days, November 28th and 29th. Those are Albanian national holidays. Look, they're a massive deal here. It's not just one day, it's a double header. On November 28th, that's Flag Day. That is commemorating the Albanian Declaration of Independence from the Ottoman Empire. And then on November 29th is Liberation Day, which is celebrating liberation from the Italian fascist Nazi forces in 1944. It's a huge celebration here. You'll see flags all over. Even in America, if you're in a heavy Albanian area, it's pretty heavily celebrated.
They put banners up in the streets. Like, they really make a big deal of it. It's very cool.
It's their 4th of July. It's their 4th of July,
Yeah.
And that really kicks off the month of December, which I view as kind of a whole celebratory month.
Yeah. In Saranda, you're going to see the whole city kind of liven back up. Some businesses that have been closed for a few weeks, they'll reopen. And there's also a decent-sized Christmas market on the promenade that I believe starts today. So in a coming video, you're going to get to walk through that with us and experience it. But it really does. Like, the whole city lights back up, livens back up. You see people from, like, really all of southern Albania coming into Saranda for the Christmas festivities, to come be social, to come meet their friends. This Christmas market's very sort of food-based and very community-based. But everybody gets together again. And then before you know it, you've made it to Christmas.
Yeah, I like to call December the months of light and noise because things get busier. You start to see more people on the promenade, except it's not tourists. It's not a lot of young people from southern Italy. It's local Albanian people who are here to celebrate the season with their kids and their families. It's a good time to actually take an opportunity to pause and get to know folks. Look, Albanians are very friendly. They'll talk to you and say hello to you anytime. But trying to make friends with local people, especially while they're working during the summer, is challenging because they have a lot of other things to do. The winter is the perfect time to actually sit down with some espresso and maybe some raki if you're offered, and share life stories and communicate. The reason I say lights and noise is because December is filled with fireworks as well. You can buy fireworks a lot of places here around Saranda, mini markets, grocery stores, and these are big fireworks too. These are the kind of fireworks that when I grew up in New Mexico were illegal, so you had to drive a little bit away to the Native American reservations in order to buy them.
These are the kind of fireworks that are generally illegal all over America.
So
They're pretty big.
So prepare your pets. I know a lot of people aren't fond of fireworks, but I find them absolutely beautiful and jolly. And once you're out of the U.S. for long enough, you stop ducking down because there's not really gun violence here. December is a month of celebration, and it starts to end and crescendo with Christmas Day.
Christmas Day was interesting for us last year, our first in Albania, because in the US, everything shuts down. And that's not the case in Albania. You have to remember that there is a large Muslim population who does not celebrate Christmas in Albania. That doesn't mean that it's not celebrated, but it's a holiday that people are aware of. Like, a lot of people are observing it, but there's a number of people who it's just another day for. So we realized that, like, all of the stores were still open, the restaurants were still open. We'd done our normal, like, let's go prepare for things to be closed, and we found that that was completely unnecessary for Christmas. However, the next week, for New Year's Day, we were a little unprepared for that because things do close for multiple days.
Yeah.
2 or 3 at a minimum.
New Year's Day is the main event. New Year's is the main event. You should not expect shops or anything to be open for basically the first week of the new year. New Year's Eve is a huge celebration with amazing fireworks that light up the entire city. It's an absolutely wonderful celebration. It's not really commercialized. It's not about gift giving or exchanging. It's about getting together with your friends, family, and chosen family, and celebrating your accomplishments, and you're making your plans for the year ahead.
One other thing I would say about this time of year, especially Christmas, a number of expats will plan like specific Christmas trips. They do that to go see other Christmas markets. They do it with small groups of friends. It's not that they leave Albania for the whole season or anything. This might be a weekend or maybe a week-long trip. They're just going to enjoy maybe some snow, another country, because it is very easy to do. We know of a couple that are going to Romania, for instance, for a few days. So there are a lot of people who also take the season to do some traveling. And that's really easy when you're in a place like Saranda with a bunch of nomadic people, a bunch of expats, a bunch of people who, frankly, will use any excuse to, like, go on a new adventure.
And then you're into January, which tends to be when things calm down again. There's not a whole lot going on in January. It's a little sleepy. As Sam mentioned, it's a good opportunity to travel to other places or to hunker down and enjoy Netflix or have meals with friends as everyone kind of slumbers and relaxes and prepares for the new year ahead.
It's really a good time to recharge. I think that's what we learned last year. We didn't do a ton of travel in January or February. There were a lot of people here. We had some friends come to visit us, and it was really just kind of a calm, cool place to be. So if you're looking for like super hustle and bustle during the winter, this is probably the wrong vibe for you. It's not that you won't have friends to go hang out with, things to do, but it's a very relaxing time of year because the warm months, the summer season, it's so on. Everybody's so busy. There's constantly things going on that everything slows down, in my opinion, in the best way over the winter months.
Absolutely. Winter in the Riviera is not about tanning or going to the beach or going to the beach clubs or partying. It's about enjoying your community, reassessing and replenishing yourself for the new year, enjoying the Christmas markets and other offerings of the festivities from the community, and getting to know people.
It's a great time to get to know people. The other thing I would say, I know a lot of our followers are really curious about this, is the weather. We talked about this at the start of the video with November and it being very rainy. The first of the year, like the winter months here, it's generally like occasionally rainy. And what I mean by that is like it might rain for a few hours once or twice a week. There's not usually this like deluge of rain for multiple days. And the temperatures kind of hover in the 50s and 60s. So we've got on sweaters today. It is a little crisp in the air, but that doesn't mean in 2 or 3 days from now, or even like in the middle of January or February, that you may not find a week of t-shirt weather. I rarely put on a coat personally in Saranda. Like it just never gets that cold for me coming from the Midwest. If you're from Florida or like Texas or really, really warm places in the US or around the world, you might find it a little chilly. And the other bit of advice that I would give you, especially if you're coming on a scouting trip during the winter or you're planning to move full time, you do need 4 seasons worth of clothes, because you will inevitably find a friend that wants to go into the mountains. You will want to go into the mountains. They're very accessible, and you will find snow and cold temperatures. So prepare for that. You don't want to come to Albania without winter weather clothes and then try and buy them here.
Yeah.
It's going to be expensive and frustrating. You're not going to be happy.
Spot on advice. My last tip of advice, just to reiterate, is to stock up around New Year's. Don't do what we did last year and assume that the store is going to be closed for one day. Make sure that you have enough food to last you the full week of the new year, purchased and stocked before December 31st if you're here, because there really aren't service offerings. That's all from us today. Definitely look forward to a video of the Christmas market, which is opening today in just a couple of hours. They're going to do a concert that'll be coming soon, and also interviews coming soon with folks just like you who found us through YouTube, who came to Albania on a scouting trip or on a relocation trip and want to share their perspectives with you.
As we close out this video, I just wanted to quickly say, if you're interested in moving to Albania, if you're planning to move to Albania, if you're working on a scouting trip, if you're trying to figure out how to unwind your life in the USA to move abroad, please check out our Smile Abroad Club. We have started this club to support people like you who are in the middle of a move, planning a move. And we have a great community of people. We have over 30 members now that are actively engaged. We meet once a week, share our stories, share our experiences, share our resources, and we would love for you to be a member too.
You can find out more information about the Smile Abroad Club and all of the other resources that we have on our website, which is smileabroad.al. And also feel free to leave any questions you have as comments or reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. That's all for now.
Thank
Take
you
care.
so much. Bye-bye.
Oh, you got to get a check of this sunset before we go. Oh, wow. And then down here is where the Christmas market's going to be. You can see the tree.